Hi whiskey enthusiasts, it's good to be back again with you, and I've got something completely different for you today that I was very excited to try. This is Woodinville straight bourbon whiskey. This is something I've been hearing quite a bit about lately, but it's difficult to get outside of Washington State. This whiskey is made in Woodinville, Washington. All their grains are grown in Washington for their whiskeys. And there's a particular farm, I think they called it the Omlin Farm. I think that's the family name. And they also use barrels that are both toasted and charred. And they, on their website, refer to it as heavily charred. So I can kind of make the assumption from that they're using like a level 3 or 4 char. I don't really know. They claim that the temperature extremes that happen in Washington aid in maturity. I don't know. I will say that they seem to be doing things right and that they're not trying to cut a huge amount of corners. I've been hearing good things about this whiskey, and I've actually had someone tell me that this is the whiskey they give someone to taste when they're told that all good bourbon comes out of Kentucky. So let's see if it's as good as what I've been told. There's a little bit of an ethanol note, making me believe that this isn't very old. This isn't age stated, so I don't know the exact time, but it's not real strong, doesn't taste or doesn't smell raw. There's a lot of honey and vanilla. Right up front, you get immediately on the nose, you get some really warm cinnamon. There's a really good balance of spice. The nose leads me to believe that this is high proof. Good depth of caramel. I can tell you that this is very spice forward on the palate. I'm not going to say anything more until the second sip because this is my first taste of the day. So it comes across a little bit stronger than it should because it's my first taste. Nice caramel. A lot of spice, a lot of cinnamon and clove. There's a little bit of fruitiness to it. Not one particular fruit that pops out at you a lot. Partway through the palate, the oak starts to make its way known. The heavy char does show through. You've got a lot of char in there from that. On the finish, it's an awful lot of the wood, which is a little bit surprising how much wood there is because I just don't expect this to be very old. I'm going to add a few drops of water to this because it is a very high proof and it's a little hot. That really, really helped it. The cinnamon is a lot more manageable now. I got a lot of vanilla and caramel. It's still a little bit hot, but it really doesn't taste that awful young. This is really just good whiskey. This is a good bourbon. This particular Woodinville bourbon is not off the shelf. Let's see what it is. This was a store pick for Bob's Liquor. That's somewhere up in Oregon or Washington or something. And it is 120.6% ABV. So this is really high proof. Doesn't surprise me a bit that it improved with a little bit of water. Now that I've added a little water, I'm getting some tobacco and leather notes in the palate and carrying over into the finish. Those are really nice. This is not very fruity. I got just a few fruit notes early on, but for the most part, this is a spice-heavy bourbon. It's rather woody, and I still don't know the age of this, but I don't think it's very old, but for the amount of age it probably has, it's got a lot of wood influence on it. I don't know if there's anything to their temperature extremes maturation or not, but I can tell you this is a bourbon that is worth giving a shot. It's a lot better than a lot of craft type bourbons that are out there. Again, I have absolutely no idea what this cost because it was a gift. And I think you should give it a try. It's worth a taste. I don't know whether I would run right out and buy a bottle immediately, but if you get a chance to try it, don't pass it up because it's worth giving a shot to. Hope that's informative for you guys. See you later.